Hey guys, welcome back to Therapy. So in today's video, we're going to be talking a lot more about mental health and therapy in general. There are tons and tons of myths and misconceptions that people have heard or learned about through social media and movies and TV and stuff like that about therapy and what it's like. And it kind of prevents a lot of people who could really benefit from speaking with a therapist from seeking that help because of all this false information out there. So I thought that I would do a quick little video kind of talking about some of the myths, like the big ones that are out there, and what the true reality is like when you do actually decide to see a therapist and meet with a therapist. So before I dig into everything, I want to clarify that what I'm saying is from my experience as a licensed therapist. Yeah, as a licensed therapist. I kind of, this is my job. I kind of know what the real is all about. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. I am what's called an LMSW. So that's a licensed master's social worker. Went to grad school, took a licensing exam, passed it, and I've been approved by the Board of Social Workers in my state to provide therapy services to people in the state that I live in. Alright, so as far as some of these misconceptions and myths, I took to my social media, I took to Instagram and Facebook and asked people, what are some common things that you've heard or that people say about mental health / therapy that kind of prevents them from really seeking help. The first one someone gave me is that therapy is for crazy people. I'm a true believer in everybody could benefit from therapy. Whether you are struggling with some serious mental health problems to if you're struggling with a situational in the moment problem, everyone could benefit from therapy. It's not a bad thing. Therapy is a good thing. So no, therapy is not just for crazy people. Anyone who's going through a hardship in their life, big or small, can benefit from therapy. All right, the second one is inability to be a part of society or be embraced as normal. I was a little confused by what they were saying. I think what they're trying to say is the thing that stops people from seeking help or going to therapy is the inability to be a part of society or be embraced as normal. So everyone wants to be normal. Who in the world knows what normal is? But that's what everyone seems to be striving for. No one wants to be that oddball who stands out for the wrong reason. And so I guess a lot of people feel as though if I go to therapy, I won't be considered normal. And that thought, the way that people think about therapy and mental health, the stigma, that's the word, the stigma against mental health and therapy is what's causing people not to seek help because they feel as though it's not normal. If you break your arm, the normal thing to do is to go to the doctor for them to fix it. If you have a mental break or meltdown or something, your mental health is not where it should be, you're sick mentally, the normal thing would be to go to seek help and go to a therapist, psychiatrist, something. But people, because of the stigma against it, people just don't see it as normal. If you're not feeling well physically and mentally, the normal thing for you to do is to go seek help. That's the normal thing. Breaking the stigma about mental health and therapy is something organizations have been trying to do for years. And I feel as though the biggest way to break the stigma is talking about it. The more we talk about it with our kids, with our family members, with our friends, the more honest we are about the things that are going on in our head, our depression, our anxiety, all these things that real people go through and are scared to talk about it, the more that we put it out there, the more normal it's going to be, the more accepted it's going to be, the more understanding we will learn to be. The next one is for white people. They judge you and tell you how wrong you are living your life. So that is not, hearing that people feel like therapy is for white people is not news to me. It's not something new. If you look in media and movies and TVs, a lot of therapists are portrayed by white actors. You don't see a lot of African American or any race, people of color, being represented in the field of mental health. And so that kind of puts it in people's heads, you know? I mean, even in my grad school, there weren't really that many people of color in my various classes. Like, it was few and far between. And I feel like that's the case because somebody told me once that little kids aren't thinking, you know what, I'm going to be a therapist, I'm going to do this, because it's not portrayed in the things that they're interested in. It's not portrayed on social media. It's not portrayed in movies and TV. So they can't see themselves in those actors and actresses who do portray therapists. And so they feel like therapy is a white thing. And that's another misconception that, is saddening. But talking about it and changing the way it's perceived and viewed is one of the only ways that we can really change the way people feel about it. They judge you and tell you how wrong you're living your life. This is another big misconception. Therapy is client-driven, meaning the person who's seeking help, you decide what we do, what we talk about, and how, we can get you to where you are. When I start with my clients, the first thing we do is create what's called a treatment plan. Treatment plan is basically goals that they want to achieve. So if they want to find ways to decrease the depressive symptoms, if they want to talk about the trauma that they've experienced when they were a kid, those are the goals that drive what the sessions are going to be about. So they choose what we talk about. We don't come into a session like, hey, no, you did that wrong, you're doing that wrong, no, you're wrong. No, that's not how it is. It's the complete opposite. 9 times out of 10, we don't talk very much. The client is the one who's talking majority of the time. So if you are one of those people who feel that way about therapy, that's not right. Get that thought out your head. If that's stopping you from seeking help, here to tell you, that's not the case. Next one. They don't know you, so why tell you their business? Or so I'm going through something. I don't know you. Why am I going to sit here and tell you my business? And I completely understand that one. And a big part of therapy and finding a therapist is the relationship. So if you don't feel comfortable with your therapist as a person, the person you're trying to seek these services from, you shouldn't agree to be seen by that person. With any relationship, if it's not a good relationship, if you don't feel comfortable with the person and like you can trust them, it's not going to be effective. Same thing with therapy. When you do find a therapist who you can build a rapport with and feel like you can trust, it can be magical. But sometimes it does take work to find one who is right for you. And on the other side of that topic, they don't know you, so why tell you their business? Telling a therapist your business or what's going on in your life is probably one of the safest places, or it should be. It's supposed to be one of the safest places to tell someone something. By law, I can't tell anybody else what you and I talk about unless you give me permission, you plan on hurting yourself in any way or something like that, or you mention child abuse. If anything you talk about does not cover those grounds, I can't tell anybody what you talk to me about. On the other side of that, you tell your business to a friend, you tell your business to a family member. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't know who they gonna go tell, right? You tell something to somebody and next thing you know, someone else is coming to you about what you told them. So you don't have that problem with the therapist. By law, like I said, by law, they can't tell anybody else your business. So that's probably one of the safest places you can tell somebody your business is in a therapy session. Also, when we tell, our friends and family our business, a lot of times, it can be a lot for them. Then they start to worry more and more about us. And I'm not trying to say don't share with the support system in your family, but there's a such thing as oversharing or sharing too much. It's not their job. They may love you and care about you, think the world of you, but in reality, it's not their job to carry that weight of what you're going through with you. That's what therapists are for. That's what we get paid to do. And not only hold that with you, but help you find ways to address the problem, you know, fix it and help you feel better about it. As opposed to telling your girlfriends and then being like, oh, damn, really? And the last one is that the person is pretending and they know what they're doing. This one's a little bit harder to kind of break down. So basically what I guess the person is saying is that people are faking mental illness. And there are a small percentage of people who do, like, they have all these problems and they really don't. But that percentage is really small. The other percent of the people are really going through stuff. I guess that misconception also falls under the stigma that comes with mental health and how it's portrayed as well, because if you know someone, like if you really know someone, you can tell when their mental health isn't in good shape. Like, unless they're really good at hiding it, when you seek help from a therapist, whatever you're going through, that situation, those symptoms are so high or so impactful that they're affecting you in the main areas of your life. So that's financially, that's emotionally, that's socially, academically. Your symptoms are preventing you from excelling in those areas. Why somebody would pretend is beyond me. Why someone would assume that someone is pretending is beyond me as well. But mental health is real. It's real. I see it every day. And like I said, I guess the best way to educate and change these myths and misconceptions is being open and honest about it. Being open and honest about what we're going through. You know, not holding it in and keeping it such a secret, because that just makes it worse for you. It makes it worse for, you know, the world as a whole, because then everyone's walking around thinking everyone is fine when we're all dealing with our own battles and our own struggles. And it makes you feel even worse if you are dealing with something, feeling it that way, like no one else is feeling this way. We're isolating ourselves by not sharing or talking about mental health. So my goal for this video was kind of to debunk some of these misconceptions and myths. I hope I was able to, in some way, shape, or form. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it. Like I said, get the message out there. The more we talk about it, the more we discuss it, better chance we can do to fight the stigma against it. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these types of videos now on my channel. So if there's a topic or issue that you want me to try to address in a video, please leave it down below and I will add it to my list and get to it. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.